a #1 contenders match, and Kurt Angle's big news revealed tonight on... It's the Nuts and Bolts of Monday Night Raw. Howdy, 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 fans. It's T-Voeltz coming at you with the nuts and bolts of Monday Night Raw. And we're talking the July 17 edition. And we're coming from Nashville as WWE presents their flagship program. Let me tell you something, brothers. I am blown up at that open, and I'm blown up in general. That's right, old T-Voeltz has had one heck of a weekend. You ever done one of these, brothers? Let me tell you, I did one, and I am whooped. I'm about as beat up can be. But enough about me. Let's get into the nuts and bolts of Monday Night Raw. And hey, we're watching live, we're reporting, we're talking this, we're talking that. Let's get into it. The first hour highlight was a Shield reunion? That's right, we saw Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins out there, and let's just say they are making up. Making up to the extent that, wait a minute, the Miztourage comes out and interrupts. And I gotta say right off the bat, what is going on with Bo Dallas's pants? Come on, Miz, let's clean up those pants that Bo Dallas is wearing. But enough of that. I love the Miztourage. And they get into it to the point with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins that we actually heard a Roman Reigns chant. Is this leading to an eventual Shield reunion? Time will tell. In other news in that first hour, we saw Bayley pin Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss with outside interference involving Nia Jax and Sasha Banks. And the Brian Kendrick and Drew Gallagher went down to the victorious team of Jack Gallagher and Mustafa Ali. Hey, let's move on to the second hour, brothers. We'll see you soon. Alright, in our second hour of Monday Night Raw, the big highlight to me was Who Wants to Walk with Elias? That's right, we had Elias Sampson playing a brutal song to the Nashville crowd. That's right, Music City, USA did not like Elias Sampson playing his guitar. But you know who else didn't like him? Finn Balor, as he takes on Elias Sampson in this matchup. Guess what happens? Finally, bam! A big hit from Elias Sampson. It was brutal on Finn Balor. Busted him open. He was bleeding from the head. So this was a disqualification of Elias Sampson. So the victory goes to Finn Balor. But boy, did he pay for it. And now here's what I really like about this. Notice that Finn Balor isn't currently in the title hunt. That's okay. Other than his debut where he was instantly thrown into the Universal Championship, this is more of a organic rise. The crowd loves Finn Balor. Why not watch him rise through the ranks? And that's exactly what we're seeing. And Elias Sampson, this guy is a quality competitor. He's got the build, he's got the look, he has the ire of the fans in attendance, the WWE Universe. I like everything about this matchup. I want to see more of it, but I really like the organic steam being gained by Finn Balor. And of course at the end, here comes Bray Wyatt to pick the bones of Finn Balor in a bit of a verbal joust, if you will. In other Raw news from our second hour, we saw Enzo watching a brawl between Big Cass and Big Show that ended with, that's right, more blood. That's right. The Big Show got busted on the nose. We had blood twice in the second hour of Monday Night Raw. Also in other news, we saw some 205 Live action as Akira Tozawa with the Titus brand took on Arya Daivari, and Arya Daivari got a very strange victory. Guess what, guys? We got hour number 3 coming up, and it is loaded. We're going to see the Revival take on the Hardys. And how about the number 1 contenders match? And how about Kurt Angle's announcement? And don't forget the Raw TV Top 10 coming up next. Alright, hour number 3. And as promised, hour number 3 was jam-packed full, and we started right off with Kurt Angle's big announcement, a secret that could rock the very foundation of his career. Is it a previous romance with Dixie Carter? No. Was it a previous romance with Stephanie McMahon? No. It was a child born out of wedlock from his college days and new to the Raw roster, Kurt Angle's son, as announced by Kurt Angle on Raw tonight. Jason Jordan? Who saw that one coming? Not this guy. What does this mean? Jason Jordan is the son of Kurt Angle? Can you believe it? What does this mean for American Alpha? After all, he said new to the Raw roster, Jason Jordan. On one hand, this could be very lucrative for Jason Jordan. But what about Chad Gable? What about American Alpha? Did we really need to break up another tag team in the WWE? We just lost the tag team of Enzo and Cass, and now we've lost the Steiner brothers of 2017 American Alpha. What does this mean? This was a huge moment. Like it, hate it, love it, it does have people talking. We will have to see just how far Jason Jordan, or is it Jason Angle, goes from here. What do you think? Let us know here at OneWrestling.com. You can like and follow OneWrestling.com right here on YouTube or on Twitter. Also, comment below. What did you think of this segment? Where do we go from here? Anyways, this is where we went from here on Monday Night Raw. We saw a tag team matchup between the Hardy Boys versus finally the Revival. Finally, the throwback team of the Revival. Okay, there's a throwback team here somewhere. That's right. Arn and Tully. They even mention Arn and Tully often. That's right, the Revival is on Monday Night Raw taking on the Hardy Boys. This is what we saw. Did we see a shatter machine for a victory? No, we did not. We did see the club watching in the back. Have you noticed that just in the snap of a fingers, suddenly SmackDown doesn't seem to have the tag team division that Raw does? It seems like a month ago it was the opposite, but now Monday Night Raw is the place to be for tag teams. And in this case we had the club, Gallows and Anderson, watching backstage as the Hardy Boys took on the Revival. And it wasn't a shatter machine that won, but it was a victory by the Revival by a simple roll-up. That's right, a roll-up and a hooking of the pants is all it took for a win for the Revival, for a big win on Monday Night Raw. Watch for continued things from them. Hey folks, how about the Raw TV Top 10? That's right, as compiled by my staff, thanks to Superboy, special shout out to him, for compiling this. Now, as I mentioned last week, the division is kind of a mess after you get past the first few. So I'm going to give you the top 5. That's right, the Raw TV top 5 as approved by me. And I want to hear from you for 6 through 10. Leave it in the comment box. Who do you think deserves spots 6 through 10? Let me know. Number 5, Finn Balor continues to win. even if it was just by DQ this week. Number 4, Intercontinental Champion, The Miz. Number 3, Cruiserweight Champion, the King of the Cruisers, Neville. And number 2, the big dog in the yard, Roman Reigns. And that leaves us with still number 1 contender, Samoa Joe. And that, of course, leaves us with the Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. This moves us on to our main event. We have Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe to decide who is going to face Brock Lesnar. This was a big money matchup, and the crowd sensed it. They felt it. We saw Joe trash talking throughout this match. This was a very physical match from the opening bell until none other than Braun Strowman, that's right, Braun Strowman, made his presence felt as he came out and he beat both of these competitors. He beat down both Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns. That's right, not just Samoa Joe, but both of them. He decimated both of them. We got ourselves a mess here, folks. Now we don't have a number 1 contender. What does this mean? Does this mean that by default it's still Samoa Joe? Or does this mean that Roman Reigns gets another shot? Or does this throw Braun Strowman into the mix? What's going to happen? The show went off the air with Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe laying in the middle of the ring and Braun Strowman standing tall. Is this going to be a fatal 4-way for the Universal title with none other than the Beast, Brock Lesnar? I guess we're going to have to stay tuned. They announced a few matches for next week already, and now we have this situation. Do you know what next week's going to be? Do you? That's right. I think it's going to be a gathering, but there's only one way to find out, and that's by joining me next week on the Nuts and Bolts of Monday.